In the shadows of biblical history, my dear seekers of truth, lies an enigma that challenges everything we believe we know about one of the most revered kings of the scriptures. Imagine for a moment a wise and powerful monarch blessed by God himself. But what if I told you this is merely the surface of a much deeper and darker truth? King Solomon. His name evokes images of divine wisdom, unimaginable riches, and a kingdom of gold and glory. Yet behind that dazzling facade, my friends, lies a secret so astonishing it has been jealously guarded for millennia. What if I revealed to you that Solomon was not simply a king, but a master of the occult arts? A man who not only ruled over men, but had dominion over the very demons? Reflect on it for a moment. Legends speak of a magical ring, a seal with the power to control spirits. Ancient texts whisper about a legendary grimoire, the Testament of Solomon, containing secrets capable of defying the very laws of nature. How could a biblical king possess such knowledge? Where did Solomon's wisdom truly originate? Was it genuinely a divine gift, or something much older and more mysterious? Prepare yourselves, my dear seekers, for today we will dive into one of the most intriguing and controversial biblical mysteries of all time. A conspiracy that stretches across the centuries, from the halls of the Temple of Jerusalem to the secret chambers of modern occult societies. The truth about King Solomon is about to be revealed, and I warn you, what we uncover today will forever change your perception of sacred history. In the depths of ancient history, beyond the conventional tales we all know, lies a fascinating and disturbing narrative about King Solomon. A story that has been whispered in the dark corners of secret libraries and transmitted in hidden codes through the centuries. Solomon, son of David, third king of the United Kingdom of Israel. The Bible speaks to us of his unparalleled wisdom, the building of the great temple, his legendary wealth. But what about the aspects of Solomon that do not appear on the pages of the scriptures? Ancient texts, many considered heretical by religious authorities, paint a very different picture of the wise king. The Testament of Solomon, a mysterious grimoire dated between the 1st and 3rd centuries AD, presents us with a Solomon very different from the one we know. In its pages, we find a king who not only rules over men, but has power over demons themselves. But, my dear truth seekers, this is just the beginning. The legend of Solomon's magic ring, mentioned in later Islamic and Jewish texts, speaks of a seal with the power to control spirits, a mere folk tale or the echo of a forgotten truth. And what about Solomon's connections with secret societies throughout history? From the Knights Templar to modern Freemasonry, Solomon's name resonates in their rituals and symbolisms. Why has this particular king captivated the imagination of these esoteric groups for so long? But perhaps the most intriguing question of all is, where did Solomon's wisdom truly come from? The Bible tells us it was a gift from God, but what if there was another explanation? Some theories suggest that Solomon's knowledge might have more extraterrestrial origins. And then there's the temple, not just a simple religious building, but possibly a cosmic machine designed to channel energies beyond our understanding. Could it be that the real purpose of Solomon's temple was much deeper and more mysterious than we have ever imagined? These questions, my friends, are just the tip of the iceberg. As we delve deeper into our investigation, we will uncover evidence that challenges everything we thought we knew about this enigmatic biblical king. Prepare for a journey that will take us from the dark corridors of ancient history to the mysteries that still linger in our modern world. The truth about Solomon, master of demons and keeper of cosmic secrets, is about to be unveiled. Let us now venture, my dear truth seekers, into the heart of this millennial mystery. The Testament of Solomon, a text that has both fascinated and terrified scholars alike, offers us a window into a world of magic and demonology that defies our modern understanding. This ancient grimoire, whose authenticity has been the subject of intense debate, describes how Solomon received a magic ring from the hands of the archangel Michael. This ring, engraved with the legendary seal of Solomon, granted the king the power to summon and control demons. But we are not merely talking about minor spirits. The text mentions 72 principal demons, each with their own powers and domains. Let us imagine for a moment Solomon, not as the wise king of biblical texts, but as a powerful sorcerer capable of bending the forces of the underworld to his will. How does this transform our perception of his reign, of the construction of the temple, of his legendary wisdom? The Testament describes how Solomon used these demons to build the temple, compelling them to cut and transport the massive stones needed for its construction. This narrative offers an alternative and disturbing explanation for the architectural wonders attributed to Solomon. Could it be that the seemingly impossible feats of his reign had, in fact, a supernatural origin? But let us venture further. Solomon's control over demons was not confined to physical labor. The text suggests that the king extracted arcane knowledge from these entities, learning about astronomy, medicine, and occult arts that transcended the human understanding of the time. Could this be the true source of Solomon's wisdom? Consider the implications. If Solomon truly possessed this power over demons, how did this influence his reign and the history of Israel? The biblical texts speak of Solomon's great wealth and power, of how kings and queens from distant lands came to hear his wisdom. Could these visitors have been seeking something more than mere advice? Perhaps occult knowledge or supernatural power? The connection between Solomon and magic is not limited to the Testament. Throughout history, numerous grimoires and magical texts have been attributed to Solomon. The Key of Solomon, the Lesser Key of Solomon, the Ars Notoria, all these esoteric texts bear the wise king's name, suggesting a lasting association between Solomon and the occult arts that has persisted for millennia. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of this revelation is the suggestion that Solomon's power over demons was not merely a matter of domination, but of profound understanding. The Testament describes how Solomon interrogated each demon, learning not only their names and functions, but also how to counteract their malevolent influences. Could it be that Solomon's true wisdom lay not in the control of these forces, but in the knowledge of how to keep them at bay? This perspective casts new light on Solomon's fall as described in the Bible. The Book of Kings tells us how, in his old age, Solomon turned away from God and began to worship other gods. Could it be that this worship was actually a loss of control over the demonic forces he once mastered? A terrible price for dabbling in powers beyond human comprehension? The implications of these revelations are profound and unsettling. If Solomon truly possessed this hidden knowledge and power, what does this mean for our understanding of biblical history? And what happened to this knowledge after Solomon's death? Some suggest that Solomon's secrets were not lost, but were preserved and passed down through secret lines of initiates. This theory might explain the persistent fascination of esoteric societies with the figure of Solomon throughout history. From ancient Gnostics to Rosicrucians and Freemasons of more recent times, Solomon's name has been invoked as a symbol of hidden wisdom and mystical power. My dear truth seekers, these revelations compel us to reconsider not only Solomon's figure, but the very nature of power and wisdom. Is it possible that the grand achievements of history have roots in knowledge and powers that defy our rational understanding? And if so, at what cost do these powers come? As we continue our journey through the mysteries of Solomon, I ask you to keep your minds open yet cautious, for in the pursuit of hidden truth, we sometimes encounter revelations that can shake the very foundations of our reality. But my dear truth seekers, what we have discovered thus far is merely the surface of a much deeper and more perplexing mystery. The deeper we delve into Solomon's secrets, the more questions arise, each more intriguing than the last. Consider for a moment if Solomon truly possessed the power to control demons and access cosmic knowledge. What other secrets might he have uncovered? What hidden truths about the universe, about our very existence, might have been revealed to this enigmatic king? And there is something more, something I have been secretly researching for years. Fragmentary evidence whispers in the halls of forgotten archives, hidden symbols in ancient texts. Everything points to an astonishing and unsettling possibility. What if I were to tell you that Solomon's knowledge did not perish with his death? What if there exists an unbroken line of guardians, preserving and protecting these secrets throughout the millennia? Imagine the implications. A knowledge capable of rewriting history, challenging the laws of physics, and opening doors to realities beyond our comprehension. All passing from hand to hand, from initiate to initiate, through the ages. But before we can delve into these even deeper revelations, I need you to be prepared. What we are about to explore challenges not only our understanding of history, but reality itself. I warn you, once we cross this threshold, there is no turning back. Solomon's secrets are powerful, dangerous, and potentially transformative. Are you ready to continue this journey into the unknown? Before we plunge into the depths of this mystery, my dear truth seekers, I need a moment to connect with each of you. Your thirst for knowledge, your courage to question the established order, drives our shared pursuit. Recently, many of you have been inquiring in the comments about the connections between Solomon and ancient civilizations like Egypt and Babylon. Rest assured, we will tackle these fascinating theories in future episodes. Your curiosity fuels our investigations. If you aren't yet part of our community of researchers, I invite you to join us. Press the subscribe button and activate the notification bell. Each week, we dive into new biblical mysteries and unveil hidden truths that challenge the official history. Do you have theories about Solomon's hidden powers? Or perhaps you have found evidence that could shed light on these mysteries? Share them in the comments. We read every comment, and your ideas might be the key to deciphering age-old enigmas. For those eager for more, I can tease that our next episode will explore the possible connection between the Ark of the Covenant and advanced alien technology. Coincidence, or evidence of extraterrestrial intervention in biblical history? Now, let us prepare to dive even deeper into Solomon's secrets. What we are about to reveal could forever change your perception of sacred history. Now, my dear seekers of truth, let's delve into the darkest and most fascinating depths of Solomonic mysteries. What we are about to explore challenges not just our understanding of biblical history, but reality itself. The Temple of Solomon, more than a mere religious edifice, is suggested by evidence to have been a cosmic machine of unimaginable proportions. Ancient texts describe its construction with disconcerting precision, speaking of sacred proportions and celestial alignments that go beyond mere architecture. Consider for a moment the design of the temple, the arrangement of its chambers, the exact placement of the Ark of the Covenant, even the materials used in its construction. All seem to follow a pattern that suggests a deeper purpose. What if the temple was, in fact, a device to channel cosmic energies? Ancient Kabbalistic texts speak of the temple as a microcosmic reflection of the universe. But what if it was more than a metaphor? Recent investigations in the field of quantum physics suggest that certain geometries and materials can interact with the very fabric of spacetime. Could Solomon have had access to this advanced knowledge? But the real question is, where did Solomon obtain this knowledge? Here is where our research takes an even more astonishing turn. Apocryphal texts and dark legends speak of the Watchers, otherworldly beings who shared forbidden knowledge with humanity. What if Solomon's wisdom was not a divine gift, but the result of contact with non-human intelligences? This theory, as controversial as it may seem, would explain many of the mysteries surrounding the king. His seemingly limitless knowledge, his ability to perform miraculous feats, even his control over demons, all make new sense under this light. But there is more. The famous Seal of Solomon, commonly known as the Star of David, could be much more than a religious symbol. Advanced geometric analysis reveals that this design has unique mathematical properties related to advanced physics concepts such as string theory and fractal geometry. Could it be that this seal was actually an encoded diagram, a representation of advanced scientific knowledge disguised as a mystical symbol? If so, What other secrets might be hidden within the symbols and texts associated with Solomon? Let's now consider the legends of Solomon's ability to communicate with animals and control the elements. From a modern perspective, this sounds like pure fantasy. But what if these stories were primitive descriptions of advanced technology? The ability to interpret and manipulate biological and environmental signals is not far from what our own science is achieving today. The idea that Solomon might have had access to highly advanced technology is not as far-fetched as it might seem at first glance. Throughout history, there are examples of artifacts and knowledge that appear out of place for their time. From the Baghdad battery to the Antikythera mechanism, history is filled with technological anomalies that challenge our understanding. But perhaps the most intriguing evidence of all can be found in the encrypted texts attributed to Solomon. Grimoires such as the Key of Solomon and the Ars Notoria contain passages that have for centuries been regarded as mere magical nonsense. However, modern analysis using advanced decryption algorithms has begun to reveal coherent patterns in these seemingly meaningless texts. Could these grimoires contain encoded information about advanced science, hidden under the guise of magical rituals? The idea is not as implausible as it seems. Throughout history, forbidden or advanced knowledge has often been hidden in plain sight, disguised as superstition or religion to avoid persecution. Imagine for a moment the implications. If Solomon truly possessed scientific knowledge thousands of years ahead of his time, how does this affect our understanding of human history? Are we rediscovering lost knowledge rather than exploring uncharted territories? And there's an even more unsettling question. If this knowledge existed, why was it lost? Or was it not lost at all? This leads us into the realm of secret societies and hidden lineages. There are theories suggesting that Solomon's knowledge wasn't lost, but was carefully preserved and transmitted through the centuries by select groups of initiates. From the Knights Templar to the Rosicrucians and modern Freemasonry, many esoteric societies claim connections to Solomonic wisdom. Could these organizations be the guardians of technological and scientific secrets that could revolutionize our understanding of the universe? Is it possible that an occult science based on Solomon's knowledge exists parallel to our conventional science? My dear truth seekers, the implications of these revelations are vast and profound. If even a fraction of this is true, it means that our history, our science, our very understanding of reality might need a complete revision. But with this knowledge comes great responsibility. The secrets of Solomon, if as powerful as evidence suggests, could be both a blessing and a curse for humanity. Are we ready to handle such power? Or is there a reason why this knowledge has remained hidden for so long? As we continue to unravel these mysteries, I urge you to keep your minds open yet critical. The truth, as always, is likely stranger and more complex than we can imagine. My dear seekers of truth, as we near the end of our journey through Solomon's mysteries, it's crucial that we elevate our perspective. Beyond historical facts and conspiracy theories, there lies a broader landscape, a transcendental vision that challenges us to reconsider not just our history, but our very nature as human beings. The figure of Solomon, with all his legendary wisdom and supposed supernatural powers, raises fundamental questions about the nature of knowledge and power. What does it truly mean to be wise? Is wisdom merely the accumulation of information, or is there something deeper, more transformative in its essence? Consider for a moment the possibility that Solomon's true wisdom didn't lie in his control over demons or his knowledge of cosmic secrets, but in his understanding of the fundamental interconnectedness of all things. Ancient texts speak of how Solomon could communicate with animals and plants, understand the patterns of the wind and stars. Isn't this a powerful metaphor for an expanded consciousness, a perception that transcends ordinary limitations? This perspective invites us to consider, what if the powers attributed to Solomon were actually manifestations of an elevated state of consciousness? Could it be that instead of manipulating external forces, Solomon had reached a level of attunement with the universe that allowed him to operate in harmony with its deepest laws? Such a vision makes us question the very nature of reality. Modern quantum physics tells us that the universe is much stranger and more malleable than our ordinary senses lead us to believe. Consciousness itself seems to play a fundamental role in how reality manifests. Could it be that the ancients, and Solomon in particular, had an intuitive understanding of these cosmic truths? Moreover, this perspective compels us to reconsider our own relationship with knowledge and power. In a world obsessed with accumulating information and technological dominance, Solomon's story reminds us that true wisdom might be something entirely different. Perhaps it involves not so much controlling the external world as understanding and harmonizing our inner world. The legends about Solomon's fall, his eventual corruption by power and wealth, also offer a transcendental lesson. They remind us that even the wisest can lose their way when they forget the ultimate source of their wisdom. Isn't this a reflection of our collective struggle, our challenge to use knowledge and technology ethically and beneficially? And what about the very pursuit of hidden knowledge? Throughout history, humanity has been driven by an insatiable desire to unravel the universe's mysteries. But at what cost? The legend of Solomon warns us about the dangers of seeking power without the wisdom to wield it properly. Perhaps Solomon's true legacy is not a collection of hidden secrets or supernatural powers, but an invitation for each of us to seek deeper wisdom. A wisdom that transcends mere intellectual knowledge and connects us to the very essence of the cosmos. In this sense, each of us has the potential to be a Solomon. We do not need magic rings or secret grimoires. The key may lie in cultivating higher consciousness, a deeper understanding of our interconnectedness with all that exists. My dear seekers, in the end, perhaps the greatest mystery is not what secrets Solomon possessed, but what secrets lie dormant within each of us, waiting to be awakened. The quest for hidden truth may ultimately be a journey inward, toward the eternal wisdom residing at the heart of all existence. And so, as we continue unraveling the enigmas of the past, let us always look beyond the facts and theories to the eternal truths that shape our reality and define our humanity. For it is at the intersection between the known and the unknown, between science and mystery, where we find the deepest questions and the most transformative revelations. My dear truth seekers, as we near the end of our journey through Solomon's mysteries, it is crucial that we pause for a moment to reflect on how these revelations might impact our everyday lives. Imagine for an instant how your perspective might change if you truly believe there was a spark of Solomonic wisdom within you. I'm not speaking about controlling demons or manipulating cosmic forces, but about something much deeper and transformative. The true lesson of Solomon, beyond hidden secrets and supernatural powers, could be the importance of seeking a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. How often have we felt disconnected, lost in a sea of information yet hungry for true wisdom? Perhaps the first step is to question our own perceptions. Solomon, according to legend, could see beyond appearances. What if we began to view the world with new eyes, seeking connection rather than separation, harmony rather than conflict? Consider your relationships, your work, your daily challenges. How would they change if approached with the patience and perspective of someone who understands the deeper patterns of existence? Solomon's wisdom was not just knowledge, it was a way of being in the world. And what about our use of technology and knowledge? In an era of abundant information, are we truly becoming wiser? Solomon's story reminds us that true power does not reside in the accumulation of data, but in the ability to discern, to see the truth beyond the noise. Perhaps the greatest challenge is finding balance. Solomon, at his peak, embodied the perfect balance between the material and the spiritual, the intellectual and the intuitive. In our own lives, how can we cultivate that balance? How can we be prosperous without losing our integrity, powerful without succumbing to corruption? I invite you, in the coming days, to observe your world with Solomonic eyes. Seek wisdom in the everyday. Listen more deeply, observe more attentively. You may discover that the true mysteries are not hidden in ancient grimoires, but in moments of stillness, in unexpected connections, in sudden understanding that arrives when least expected. And remember, Solomon's Fall teaches us that wisdom requires constant humility. It's not about reaching a final state of enlightenment, but about always maintaining an open mind, a compassionate heart, and a willingness to learn. My dear seekers, may the pursuit of true wisdom be its own reward. May you find echoes of Solomonic greatness in your lives, not in dominance over others, but in a profound understanding of yourselves and the world around you. My dear truth seekers, we have reached the end of our journey through Solomon's mysteries, but in reality, this is just the beginning. The true power of these revelations lies in how we incorporate them into our lives and how we continue our search for hidden wisdom. I urge you not to let these ideas fade like a dream upon waking. Take action, research on your own. Question everything you think you know about history, reality, and your own potential. If this exploration has ignited a spark within you, nourish that flame. Join our community of truth seekers. Share your ideas, discoveries, and questions in the comments. Remember, true wisdom flourishes in dialogue and the exchange of ideas. For those ready to dive even deeper, I can tell you that our next episode will explore the hidden connections between the pyramids of Egypt, ancient technology, and possible extraterrestrial visits. It will be a journey that challenges everything we think we know about our origins. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future revelations. Each week we venture beyond the limits of conventional history, unearthing truths that have remained hidden for millennia. Remember, my dear seekers, the truth is out there, waiting to be discovered. And perhaps, like Solomon, the greatest treasure we'll find in this quest will be the wisdom we awaken within ourselves. Until our next meeting, keep your minds open, your hearts brave, and your eyes always searching for the truth hidden in the shadows of history.